Sponsored by Win-Win Technology. Take advantage of our end of summer promotion, offering a $30 off bundle discount on the whole test take-up panel controls through September 2021.
Hello everyone, I hope you're all doing wonderfully well. Today is a good day for DCS World. It is the 15th of September 2021. We have a new mod, the F-104 Starfighter. This is not just a mod, it is a mod with an EFM, an external flight model, which is really important. It also has a proper cockpit, so no more F-15 cockpits. So let's show you how to install it, how to set it up, and how to go fly it. You will start here. Most things are done with Discord nowadays, so I will give you a link to join the F-104 Discord group. You may or may not be allowed to actually download it at that point, or you may have to wait till the official release date in October. That will be up to them, and I will leave them to sort that. Once you do have access to the download, you will obviously download the 7Z file. I'm going to open it with WinRAR. You could use 7-zip, I imagine, to open it. I'm going to open it up here. Here is the VSN F-104G folder. Right-click, copy files to clipboard. We're then going to paste them in your saved games area. For me, that's C drive. Users, my user, saved games. DCS open beta for me. Mods, if you don't have that folder, then make it. Aircraft, same thing. Right-click, paste, and you can see I've already got it. VSN underscore F-104G. Next, let's start DCS. For me, that's open beta. Latest version 15 September 2021. If it's installed correctly, along with your module icons at the bottom of the screen, you will see VSN Starfighter there. Ping, ping. Let's go to options and set the controls up. The way I did this was go to controls. There are two versions that you can set up, the F-104G and the F-104G AG. The way this works is that you want to set, this is essentially the air-to-air version. It does have some bombs as well, but this is mainly the air-to-air version. Set these controls up as if you were setting up an F-15C. Now, I already know you've got an F-15C because this mod is reliant on the F-15C, so just going to set those controls up the same. That's literally what I did. You may have to add a couple of extras like drag shoot, but otherwise it's the same as the F-15. Same deal with the F-104G AG, except base this on the Su-25T. You've all got the aircraft already, so literally just go and copy the controls from the Su-25T to this, the air-to-ground version. And that is your control set up. There's nothing special that we've had to find otherwise. So okay to that. Let's go and set up a mission. So mission editor, create new mission. Let's go to Syria. Let's go to Ryak, go to the parking spaces, add new aircraft group. Let's add it there. USA, that'll do fine. Let's choose down at the bottom. VSN, we've got three models we can use. A Golf, German, an S, Italian, or an S, air to ground. So let's start with the Golf. Let's change it to client so we can actually drive it. Then let's start from takeoff from ground hot. Point it in the right direction. Go to payload. Here she is. Wingtips, first of all. We can have three variants of the Sidewinder or fuel tanks or some smoke pods. We're going to go for fuel tanks because that's usually what they flew with. Stations 2 and 6. Air-to-air. We've got variations of the Sidewinder again. We've also got air-to-ground missiles and we've got bombs, but we're going to use them in the actual air-to-ground variant. You can use them in this version, but we're going to use them in the air-to-ground variant, or you've got rockets there. We're just going to go super simple. 2x A9 mics. Same here. You can have an asymmetric loadout. And we've got some Sidewinders here that we can have, and a Sidewinder and a bomb, on the bottom. But we're just going to keep this strictly air-to-air, just to keep things simple. So here's the German version, the Golf version, 6 AIM-9 mics, 2 fuel tanks, done. Copy that there. Let's make an S model, an Italian model. Bim. We're going to keep this one air-to-air as well. Payload, and let's go and have some fuel tanks again. Stations 8 and 2 I think we've got in this case. This time we can actually have Sparrows, an AIM-7M. Let's do that, and our usual other ordnance there, and then we can have some Sidewinders there, and there we've got more pylons to play with on the Italian model. 6 Sidewinders, 2 Sparrows, which is pretty cool for display. No, correction, I didn't know that. We can actually have 7, wow, look at that, 7 Sidewinders, what a beast, and 2 Sparrows, which is awesome. And finally, let's put an air-to-ground, a German air-to-ground in, an Italian air-to-ground in. And let's just keep this one all air-to-ground just to keep it super simple. We're going to have an ELINT, Phantasmagoria, to allow us to use our harms. Where should we start? In the middle, why don't we have a dumb bomb? that we can try using. Next, why don't we have our AGM 88C harms. Next, why don't we have a GPU 16 laser guided bomb, which we need to go and test, see if we can get it working. What else have we got? Let's have a intelligent cluster bomb, CBU 97. Why don't we have let's just go fuel tanks. That is our air to ground variant with a selection of smart and unguided weaponry, which is super cool. We're going to put some things to shoot at, and then we're going to report in. We are starting in the Italian air-to-air variant. We've got our setup, as you can see. Absolutely beautiful model is the first thing to point out, as you can see. It's very nice. In terms of cockpit, we've got a roughly realistic cockpit. In terms of quality, it's okay. It's got all the bits that we want. It's not super lovely like an F-14 or something, but it is a free mod. We've also got, note, a HUD at the front there. In terms of realism, is that accurate? I've honestly no idea. Would they have had a HUD or a gun sight in this Simba?
Italians flew 104s into the 2000s, and they'd upgraded them with radars and HUDs. They were very, very modern.
Right, the first thing we're going to do, Simba, is to taxi to the runway. So off you go, please. One single I assume this version had the J79 motor in, but I know this was famous. This, by the way, valid viewers, is my second favourite aircraft of all time. My second favourite aircraft of all time. The first being the English Electric Lightning F6. Off you go, Simba.
Did you bind a noseable steering button? Because this is going to taxi like the F5 where you have to hold noseable steering.
Right, stand by. The noseable steering I want. So that's something I've learnt already, valued viewers. Noseable steering, set and ready. Off you go. I'm going to press and hold that. All looks good. Working gauges, passively working gauges. Cockpit is not clickable. It's passive at the moment. I mean, you can look at it, it works in that front, but you can't click on the buttons. Now, the first thing to note, valued viewers, is, and a lot of people don't care about this because they don't understand the sim that well, but it's very important. This is an EFM, an external flight model, not an SFM, a standard flight model. That is very important. If you're going to make a plane, especially like this, it's important that it's modelled accurately because it's abnormal. It's a very abnormal aircraft. Its ranges of envelope of flight, very abnormal, especially for the time. Very hard to, well, impossible to model this with an SFM, which just doesn't have much fidelity, where the external flight model has, well, almost infinite fidelity. That means they can model the way that it stalls, the way that it acts on the ground, model the way it rolls, its various drag properties, much better, infinitely better than an SFM. That's very important, and that's one of the big things that's about this module, and sorry, this mod. And if you come and try it, you'll know exactly what I mean. So it is a big deal in terms of these mods that you can get. Good point from the valued streamers there. The SFM is a very safe thing. Very hard to actually kill yourself in an SFM. Very easy in an EFM if it's programmed that way. Right, so this is the first time I've tried taking this off. Simba, anything you want me to know? Obviously, you've got very high wing loading. You've got to watch out for the tail, got to watch out for the super stall.
Yeah, it is a sled, but I want to watch you try to take off the first time.
Okay.
Hello.
Just doing my checks. I'm going to guess I'm not going to get much rudder authority for a while, so I can use my nozzle steering up to about 60 knots. Then I'm going to bring in rudder authority. Then I'm going to try and get fast because I'm aware of the wing loading. Guessing about 250 knots, and then see what happens. Off we go, power on. Off we go, J79 afterburner on. Got rudder authority. 150, 200, soft rotate. Watch the rear, watch the rear. Won't take off, and I don't know why it's not taking off. 300 knots, please take off. Please take off. Wow, that was hard to get in the air. That's the hardest plane I've ever managed to get in the air, I think. God, it's fast, though. Can't get the gear up for some reason. Any reason why the gear don't go up, Simba?
Did you overspeed the gear?
Small problem, valid viewers. Let's see if I'm going to sort it out. Make sure I've got it actually bound in the controls. I do. I have oversped the gear. How embarrassing for me. Looks like I'm going for an emergency landing, and I'm going to try and repair the gear. I'm going to stalling at 300 knots. Good lord, this thing's dangerous.
200 knots is your landing speed.
200 knots. Most planes would blow their gear out at that speed. Why did I
You don't have much wing.
So I don't. Did you get in the air?
No, I wanted to watch you to see if you could get it off the ground without losing lift and crashing.
Oh my god.
Oh,
what's happening, Simba? What was that? I'm getting out.
You lost lift.
Wow. It just... Wow, that's the first time I've actually tried doing that value view. It just completely went out. And I've absolutely no idea why. What happened?
Now you have the wind wing with the big long stick, so it's not as it's not going to affect you as much. But the average viewer, if you have like an X56 or something that's got a small stick hoe pass, you really need to try to put some curve in your stick. Myself and a couple of the early beta testers were running around 36 to 38 for our curve.
I'd love to see the aerodynamic properties and what actually killed me there. I don't obviously know enough to know about it. Some sort of stall it just went into. It dropped a wing and it just died. Right, don't take off yet, Sim, but I'm going to try and come to you again.
Yep, that's actually very, very common in this plane. This plane was known as a very dangerous airplane to take off and land.
Teach me, how am I going to take this thing off without dying? What do I need to do? Or breaking my gear?
Well, I mean, you'll need the flaps down.
Oh, that would have helped, I suppose. Flaps coming down. We are heavily loaded. We're as heavily loaded as we can get for an air-to-air version. So, okay, I'm hearing it was called the Widowmaker in Germany for a reason. How about that? Crash rates were probably quite high. Things I see, I mean, it's a terrible wing loading. Almost probably worse than MiG-21. As well as that, you've got a T-tail, which we all know from our latest deep stall video is irrecoverable if you get in a certain parameter of stall. Right, Simba, I'm in your hands now. I'm just going to follow you this time.
I'm just going to throttle up and go.
It's horrendously fast. I remember watching these air shows, valued viewers, in the 80s and 90s, and they were awesome. Loudest plane I've ever heard, weirdly. Something to do with that engine. Okay, gear's working this time. Flaps coming up. Flaps up. Right, so I just oversped it last time. Right, Simba, this time I've learnt my lesson. I'm going to keep my angle of attack down, and I'm going to keep my speed up. So, look at the speed, 400 knots. Angle of attack I'm going to keep down. I'm going to go and intercept some baddies. So, I, for radar on, turn your BVR mode on, and let's look for some bad guys. I've already found a bunch on the left there. Select weapon with the usual, all the usual F-15 type stuff. Got 2 Sparrows selected. Okay, got a baddie selected. He's cold, I don't want him. Let's unlock him. Looking for a hot target. Baddie will have to do. In terms of firing the weapon, it's all the same as the F-15. DLZ, same as the F-15. BVR symbology, the same as the F-15. Firing now. Nice. Firing an AIM-7 from a friggin' Starfighter. Pretty sexy. I'm going to go to Sidewinders, change weapon. Fire. And splash. See which is like in a dogfight with an A-10. Probably horrendous. So, ACM mode. Guns, guns, guns. I think this had the M61, same as the F-15 cannon in real life. And I can't actually turn tight enough. Oh, it doesn't turn, does it? Right. It does not turn. How difficult is this going to be to fight with an A-10 or something? We're going to have to do a dogfight, I think. I think that's really interesting.
It's an interceptor.
It is an interceptor. It's an absolute thoroughbred, and that's why I love it. It was not designed to dogfight in any way possible. It really wasn't designed to drop bombs either. It was designed to intercept bombers. That's what it did well. It did pretty much nothing else well. Hence why so many people died. Right, Simba. That's that. I'm going to go to the air-to-ground version. Now, if you thought the last one was heavy, this one is a heavy Starfighter. My thoughts of getting off the ground are minimal at best. Right, so flaps down. There was a weird sound coming from my plane. I don't know what it is. We'll just do what I usually do when I hear a weird sound in my car and ignore it and hope we don't die. Wish me the absolute best, valued viewers. This probably won't go very well. And the HUD's even harder to see than the other model. Ah, it's hard to fly. It's hard to fly. I'm gonna die. No, I'm not. It does not stick to the ground like an SFM. It's very much got a mind of its own. Watch for the overspeed. If you want to know your overspeed values, there they are. Oh, don't stall. Full buck stick. Just what a Widowmaker this thing is. I love it. Perfect for me in every way. Just do some AMRAMs and I'll use it for everything. It's hard work, valued viewers. I'm full afterstick a lot of this. It's just hard work. Even with that all-moving kind of T-tail. Oh, I almost got in a stall there. The alpha got too high. We should do some, I'm going to do some stalling after this. Heading in now, we're going in with the AGM-65 Delta, the AGM-88C Harm. We've got a gun bomb in the middle, a laser-guided GBU-10, and a CBU-97 cluster bomb. So we'll do the gun bomb first. 7 for air-to-ground mode, and change weapon. Pause it there to get us some more time. Change weapon until we've got our bomb selected. Well, it's the middle pylon, so change, 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 change. Unpause. Locate the targets at the end of the runway. Put our CCIP reticle on the targets, and we're diving at a suitable angle, about 15 to 20 degrees, I'd say.
Launch authorized.
Our CCIP, BFL, and reticle appear. I'm going to press launch override just to make sure we don't get in trouble with the altitude of drop. Pull the trigger, bomb comes off, boom. Just the same as dropping with the Su-25, no surprises there. We need to be super careful when turning around not to stall the aircraft as we saw before. Very easy to do. Make sure we've got our CBU-97 selected. We have. We're going to open up our T-pod or Schkval with the O key, O, and we're going to cycle back onto target. Let's just speed that up. Ignore the beeping. We're going to place our T-pod reticle on target. In fact, we're going to slew it to the target. Press target lock to the ground. And we are now going to check that we've got our bomb selected. We have. We're going to press and hold trigger. Pressing and holding. We are going to fly so that the reticle in the middle of the HUD there stays central with our flight symbology there. That will guide us in azimuth, and the bomb will release when it calculates the time to release the bomb. So I'm still pressing and holding the trigger. Left a bit. You can see the range scale on the left, just like the Su-25T, CCRP method, and the bomb will drop when it's ready.
Launch
the bomb has
authorized.
dropped. Let's see if we're anywhere close. Has overshot by 1,000,000 miles. Still a little bit of work to do on that, we think, but this is pre-release. Let's go straight to our Maverick. 65D already selected. We've also already got our Schkval or our T-pod selected, so let's run in again. Speed up because I'm so impatient. Look, there's my my CBU-97's dropping. All right, let's see if we can get more luck with these little babies. So, same deal. Slew the pepper onto the target. Press target lock.
Launch authorized.
Find a target. Check we're authorized. Pull the trigger. Whoosh! Off goes Mr. Maverick. Boom. Got him. Right, that's that. Next, let's try the GBU-10. We need distance and we need altitude. We now have distance and we have altitude. Let's turn back around. Pause it there for ease of use. Let's scroll our EO down. Find the target. There's the target. Target lock. Target locked. Engage our laser rangefinder with the U key. Laser rangefinder on. Travel forward until we've got launch authority. This arrow goes under that guy there. And then we're going to press and hold. So unpause. Power on.
Launch authorized.
Drop. Down she goes. Now, it's very important when she's been dropped to ensure that our Schkval does not go out of limit. It can only face about 80 degrees down, I believe. So I'm actually going to go into a dive here. Put my air brakes out. Head towards the target. Hopefully my bomb will go a little faster than me, because otherwise it could be a bit embarrassing. Come on, baby, hit. Looking good. I should hit just before me. Boom! Look at that. Laser guided bomb. That is... Uh-oh. Uh-oh! Oh, Jesus H. That was a close one. That was a close one. Right, all we've got now is our AGM-88Cs. They're already selected, you can see here. So we're going to turn our T-pod off with O. We're going to turn our ELIT on with I. Just like an Su-25T, using its Phantasmagoria, we are going to find some SA-6s to shoot at. Turn the laser ranger off, by the way, with U. Let's go and find an SA-6. There it is. Use the slew keys as usual onto the SA-6 contact. Okay, wait for launch authority to fire. We'll get a little closer and a little higher.
Launch
contact.
authorized.
Fire. Arm out, fire again. No, I've only got one missile. Whoopsie. Right, turn around and run away. There are two other weapons, the Cormorant air-to-ground weapon and the Penguin anti-ship missile, currently only working with AI, and that is the weapons. Okay, the next thing I'd like to show is the stall, because I want to have a better look at how this stall works. So I'm clean now, probably half fuel by now, I'd imagine. What's probably going to happen is we're going to get a super stall. The wing is going to interrupt the air in front of the tailplane. We can go into an unrecoverable stall. There it is. There's the super stall. And see if I can recover, and I think I can. Nice. It's recoverable. It's absolutely recoverable. Ooh, okay. Easy now. No, it's not. I've lost it. I've lost it. There's nothing I can do about it. I'm getting out. Angle of attack goes too high in this aircraft. It looks like you just cannot get out of it. Wow. Welcome back, valued viewers. One more thing to do, of course, and that is the legendary Starfighter Roll. Now, I forget who actually did this, but he had big, big balls. What we're going to do is we are going to take off. As soon as we're airborne, we're going to roll the thing around, 360-degree roll, and then kind of land again. Simba, I'm going to volunteer you to go first. Look at that thoroughbred, Simba. Look at it. Wow. Oh, Simba, that didn't go so well. Okay, well, you bounced off again. Right, I'm going to try. Watch this, valued viewers. J79 burn. Oh my god, it's fast. It's so horrendously fast. Right. I reckon this is going to win the new drag race. Up. Right. Oh my god, it's... I've stalled it. Stalled it. I've stalled it. Oh, brilliant. Yeah, that's impossible. But I am going to try again. Right, just control it. Don't do anything weird, just control it. Chill. Don't upset the aircraft. Roll. Not too much, not too little. Let it fly again. Down we go. It's just too fast. Yeah, it's too hard. It's too fast. One thing we don't like doing is giving up, valued viewers. That's the mark of a loser. Oh, Simba's having a few problems himself. Bless his little cotton socks, valued viewers. Bless his little cotton socks. Did it! Did it!
Shoot! All the shoot!
Shoot won't work, it won't work. I don't know why it won't work. I'm skidding. I'm skidding. I'm skidding. I'm skidding. Everything I can think of to slow this plane. Dump! J-turn, you stupid big thing. J-turn, 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 J-turn. Oh. It's still good. It's still good. It's a perfectly good Starfighter, Simba. Perfectly alive. That is a beautifully executed Starfighter Roll, Simba. That's a lot harder than it looks. I love the EFM. I don't know if they made it like horrendously unbalanced on purpose or not, but I think it's exactly how a Starfighter would be. Just horrendous to fly in every single way, which is why I love it. All planes should be like this. I know it's needs a few bits and stuff clearing up, but they all do. I love it because of its EFM. It's a challenge. It's very hard. Constantly thinking, how do I avoid this stall? How do I avoid this stall? Which is exactly how it should be in an aircraft like this.
Oh yeah, it's a great jet. It'll do Mach 2.2 at 60,000 feet with no problem.
One thing we will do, valued viewers, we'll put it in a dogfight for the lols, because it is an EFM. We can put it against anything, according to the GR rules, and we're going to intercept an SR-71. Bye-bye.